Compliments of the new season. Your favorite online sports show has returned to a social media near you. Coming to you from my mother's dining table in my living room at home. This is All Things Football, Football Unpacked. Good afternoon, welcome to it. My name is Apiwe Roto. This is All Things Football, your number one online sports show. Plenty to talk about, a lot's been happening. Compliments of the new season. Our bread and butter returns. Our bread and butter being the Betway Premiership. Let's give you a calendar before everything else of what you can expect as far as the football season is concerned. We have the MTN 8, which kicked off last week. However, the show was also supposed to start last week. However, that couldn't happen due to unforeseen circumstances. While the Betway Premiership kicks off today, the 9th of August. We would like to also, while at it, wish a happy all our women a very happy Women's Day, and of course a happy Women's Month. The English Premier League kicks off next week on the 15th of August, where Liverpool begin their Premier League title defense. We'll give you that fixture as they face Bournemouth on the first day of the week, which is Friday, right? I beg your pardon. Spanish La Liga kicks off on the 15th of August, while Italian Serie A kicks off on the 23rd of August. The UEFA Champions League kicks off on the 16th of September, concluding on the 30th of May 2026. Carling knockout will be confirmed, while the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations starts on the 21st of December. So Christmas is officially cancelled from a footballing perspective. FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and of course the Nedbank, not forgetting the Nedbank Cup and the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which will be kicked off on the 11th of June, provided our the date is finally confirmed. Plenty to talk about. A lot has been happening as far as the transfer window is confirmed. 391 followers on Facebook on the All Things Football Unpacked page. Continue to like the page. It's also available on YouTube. Remember to hit that like button if you like this episode, or the subscribe button. Your support is not unnoticed. You very much appreciate it. The show will be available on TikTok also, and Facebook, YouTube, and now also TikTok. Let's get into our stories. Current PSL newcomers, or newly reformed Siwelele FC. Surely the Siwelele name is no stranger to PSL fanatics. If you provided you follow your football. The Siwelele name is no stranger, as it's synonymous with the name Bloemfontein Celtic, Siwelele Sama Sokolara, or Siwelele Sama Sokolara, as we like to call it. The nickname, that is Punya Sele Sele. We know that name too. Now the name is for sale. However, new owner, current new chairman said they're not interested in buying the name. Mr. Modise has offered to put the name up for sale. However, the chairman has stated that he has no intentions of paying 5 million rand for a name. Let's get into our stories. PSL newcomers, or should I say newly reformed Siwelele Masokolera, are looking to secure the services of former Kaizer Chiefs winger and Tebogo Botsana. Now the newly formed club turned their attentions to the 31-year-old after unsuccessful attempts at luring Mamelodi Sundowns winger in Neo Mayema for a loan spell. The 31-year-old, who showed glimpses under new coach Nabi and his joy and at Kaizer Chiefs following after he joined from Royal AM in 2023. However, he could not. He was unable, despite the injuries and off form. Failure has led to him falling down the packing order. Therefore, he's been touted as to join the club on a permanent basis, following struggles with consistency, injury spells, which did not do him any favors with the technical team, and of course Amakosi fan base. While speaking of TS Galaxy, the transfer ban as far as TS Galaxy continues. Now the Rockets are no strangers with that with no are no strangers with regards to transfer ban. This is their third transfer ban, I believe, but they could be another way out because they still have another week to clear their name from the issues, which leaves them behind bars, as they put it. Now they announced 8 new signings ahead of their M10 quarterfinal against Sukukuni United, where they lost in a two goals come from behind win for Skokune United, where Babina Noko came from 2 goals down. Now the players, namely Dado Yenkosi Nkosi, Anslen William, Matome Molai, Zwandile Dlamini, Sebonga Ngosen, Onke Moleche, Sedwin George, and Veluyeke Zulu were all deemed not eligible to play for the club, as they are still blacklisted. One of the reasons cited for the loss against Sekukune United, despite leading 2-0 going into the leading 2-1 and scoring the first 2 goals in the first half. The bans come into effect after the players took their breach of contract claims to FIFA. Now, there's left only one ban. Three of the bans came into effect from 19 December last year, while the other one came in 7 May. They were all lifted last week. With one ban remaining, they were on the receiving end for this of 4 bans. Now it is down to one left, which became effective on 29 April, and to remain in place from 3 months ago following an outstanding issue. However, there is a fresh addition according to FIFA, which is football's governing body, to make this clear. And this comes after TS Galaxy's pending case with Jack Bay Morris Kone, who won his case the FIFA disciplinary committee and has to be paid 118,800 US dollars, which is approximately 2.1 million rand in the summer in South African rands. The club have immediately asked for the grounds of the decision, which sets aside the 45-day notice to notification to pay. And if not honored, this will lead to another transfer ban for the Mbombela-based side. On to our third story, we see the National Soccer League. Now, the National Soccer League has been the busiest during the off season, following the relegation of Cape Town Spurs and the 3 players that currently left the club, despite Urban Warriors side president citing that the 3 players are still contracted to Spurs. Therefore, if the Kaiser Chiefs and Amazulu want the players, they have to purchase the player. They have to table down an offer. However, the NSL's Dispute Resolution Chamber, or DRC for short, faces tons of scrutiny in terms of delays and delivering the verdicts. Now, you have to look at this from different angles, and you have to be fair, rather, and not favor any of the teams. You do not want to go from a biased perspective. Now, but the players involved are namely Luke Bartman and Asanele Velebai, who were meant to join Kaiser Chiefs, while the third player was also seen training at Amazulu. The weight comes into the case rate. Luke Bartman's case was heard on the 21st of July, while Philip Bai's case was presented on Monday, the 4th of August. The prolonged wait for a decision in the former's case raises concern about transparency and consistency. Now, we preventing a bias in terms of the National Soccer League's dispute situation. The dispute is a result of Kaiser Chiefs' attempts to sign the players as free agents. Now, according to the law, Cape Town Spurs were relegated from the Motsepe Foundation Championship. The top two leagues that are considered professional in South Africa are the Betway Premiership and the Motsepe Foundation Championship. The ABC Motsepe League is considered an amateur level, therefore meaning both players would leave on a free transfer. However, according to the president, this was not the case. While the complexity of the disputes rooted in the National Soccer League Rule of 4.3.1.4 and FIFA regulations regarding that the player contracts post relegation justifies through deliberation, the delay in announcing a verdict for Bartman's case, now over 2 weeks old, is testing the patience of all parties involved. If each case is heard by DRC panel, dispute resolution chamber panel, to ensure independent evaluation, a mechanism designed to maintain the impartiality. However, this approach will possess the risk of this approach will possess inconsistency, as Bartman and Velepai cases revolve around nearly identical legal and contractual questions, which failure if Kaiser Chiefs have been on the receiving end of a two transfer ban going into the 2020-2021 season, and would furthermore would like to avoid being on the receiving of the same fate. On to our other story. Onto our other story, Esperance spokesperson Walid Guafela has refuted claims that the Tunisian Giants were approached for the services of South African winger and former Skukune and Elias Mokwana, who has been phenomenal and was taken notice of at the during the FIFA Club World Cup. Now, in an interview with the Mosaic FM, yeah, the spokesperson spoke. Walid Guafela spoke about the player, citing that the club has not received any official offers for the winger. However, he did confirm that the club has received an informal inquiry with regards to the Bafana winger. Back in South Africa, defending champions Mamelodi Sundowns are looking to strengthen their squad with the acquisition of the winger, which will make him only their second acquisition, having acquired the services of Fawaz Basadine from Stellenbosch FC. While confirming that 4 players are expected to leave the club, the spokesperson added that the management will review and consider offers once they are submitted. In a statement during the interview, he stated that there are 4 players who are not training with the club due to technical choices. What he said on the Mosaic FM, therefore their departure has become almost certain, whether on loan or by terminating their contracts. The players include Mohamed Al Muhali, Muattaz Al Zadam, Zakaria Al Ayab, and Osama Bogera. For now, the former Skukwena United star remains with Tunisian Giants as he awaits clarity on his future, according to the above mentioned publication. Moving on to our next story, Chippa United have confirmed the signature of Goodman Musele for another season, for a long season loan from Orlando Pirates. The Chile boys confirmed on their X account over the week, site in a tweet on their X account, formerly known as Twitter. So, and caption written, Riva is back, as is affectionately known. We're proud to announce the signing of Goodman Riva Musele on a season-long loan from Orlando Pirates, as Goodman hails from King Williamstown, which is no stranger base, meaning he's practically no stranger to the Eastern Cape, considering he's from Kraga in Eastern Cape, as he's prepared to give all in the game for the province of the pride of the province, as he said. Now he's no stranger. He is from the Eastern Cape, near King Williamstown, in a town called Mkaka. The midfielder joined Pirates from Baroka in 2021. Says he is motivated to represent his province and keep Chippa United out of the relegation dangers and the constant dogfights, and possibly put them on the top 8 on a regular. He's known for his tireless work rate. The 25-year-old midfielder comes in handy with much needed depth and experience to the Chile boys, while other signings include former Melody Sundowns midfielder Samuel Siabi, who joins on a permanent basis, as well as adds the addition of goalkeeper Elson Setole amongst the signings. Furthermore, Pirate Chippa United have also included Malian midfielder on loan Abdoulaye Esmerico from Orlando Pirates on a season long deal. On to our other stories. Little coach, newly appointed Siwelele head coach, has stated that he looks he will be depending on the youth for on the young talent for as the Free States Free State's football rebirth takes center stage with the rebranded side after the purchase of Super Sport United's Battery Premiership status. The newly acquisition side will face off against Golden Arrows in a match that will kick off at 2000 hours to the night. The last fixture of the day, that is, in a statement that he made during the Battery Premiership launch on Wednesday, he stated in an interview with SuperSport, "I was more worried about time when I got here, provided his reason being he was appointed 2 weeks before kickoff. I was more worried about time when I got here," when he spoke to journalists. But SuperSport was one of the clubs that had a good development system, and therefore the talent I have here, I was happy to have a look at them and give them an opportunity, dismissing the idea of that youth equates to inexperience, especially with some of the players having already competed in top flight season. You do not call them young stars anymore, he says. Some of them have a season behind them in the Premier League, so I call them experienced players. Sometimes when you build a new thing, you don't have to discard the young ones, especially when there's a good talent in the team. Among them among those was promising was the talented Niarapo, who is expected rather to play a key role in the coach's plans. They are nice players that played here before, and I had to make sure I give them an opportunity. There's nothing wrong with the players that were here, but in football, you have to make decisions and choices that help the team. Within 2 weeks with the squad, the coach Siema admitted that time has not been on his side. However, he has been encouraged he's encouraged by the response from the players rather. Speculation about the new signings continuing to swell. The coach measured in his response to transfer talk. The club will make an announcement in due course. At the moment, 90% of the players' training squads are in the training with us are the ones we are looking at, but nothing is final yet, he confirmed. He goes on to say you might still see one or two more coming. We're still analyzing. He emphasized the importance of finding the right mix between youth and experience, which is the fundamental of every team. Something Coach Abdeslam Owadu also emphasized with his new appointment at Orlando Pirates. We're trying to get a strong team, a mixture of experience and youth. The supporters want a team that will be exciting, young players with energy who can match the energy in the stands. Despite the time frame, he seems confident with the shape of the squad. So far, in terms of numbers, we're fine with the squad. Like I said, we are not in a rush. We want to make the right calls. As far as the leadership, he says he's happy with the bosses. It's a good thing we have someone experienced with CEO Stan Matthews having been kept by the management despite selling the status of SuperSport United to Siwelele FC. I'm happy that we have someone experienced alongside someone new to the team. The mixture is very good. Hopefully, we can make them happy with the results, the tactician concluded. Soelele will face off against Abafana Bestende at the Dr. Petrus Molemela Stadium today at the old match on the match day 1 of the Betway Premiership Season 2. On to our second last story. Now Mamelodi Sundowns, a midfielder, Miami is set to join, has been given the green light to join Tanzanian Giants in Simba SC after the Chen Simba Sports Club after the Chen tournament, with Russian Duruk said to have taken his Miami's bags to Tanzania, where they'll be playing together with a coach who's no stranger to South African football, and Fatu Davis. Now he was linked with Siwelele in the past. However, the deal failed to materialize. He's said to join the Tanzanian Giants after the Chan tournament, following an agreement between the two sides, the Tanzanian Giants and the Tlorko based side. From what we hear, he's set to start a new life in East Africa. In a story, Rashid Duruk was seen at the airport carrying his luggage. They are both going to play in Tanzania, but they said to work with former Maritzburg coach who also had a part at Orlando Pirates, and Fadlu Davids. They are said to be out of the Yellow Gates. Other players who are said to be on their way out include Kuliso Modao and Luis Ribeiro Costa, who's attracted interest from Qatar SC, Fluminense back in Brazil, and of course some European clubs, just to mention a few. While on our last story, we give you just some of the full list with regards to the second with regards to the Ballon d'Or full list of Ballon d'Or nominees, which is set to take place late next month. Here's what you can. Here's I'm just going to give you some of the nominees as far as the Ballon d'Or is concerned. We have the women's Ballon d'Or and the men's Ballon d'Or. While the men's Ballon d'Or includes Real Madrid's Jude Bellingham, Ousmane Dembele of Paris Saint-Germain, Gianluigi Donnarumma, Desiree Dumfries, Denzel Dumfries rather, Sergio Guirassy, Erling Haaland, Victor Gyökeres, who's now with Arsenal, from Sporting Lisbon, Robert Lewandowski, Ashraf Hakimi, of Paris Saint-Germain, Harry Kane, Kvaratskhelia, forgive me if I botched that name, Alexis McAllister of English Premier League champions in Liverpool, Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan's runners-up of Champions League runners-up in Inter Milan, Scott McTominay, who now plies a trade with Napoli, and not forgetting Kylian Mbappe, with Rome, who's at Real, plies a trade at Real Madrid. Nuno Mendes is one of them. Michael Olise, João Neves, Paris Saint-Germain, Cole Palmer of Chelsea, Pedri of Arsenal, Fabian Ruiz of Paris Saint-Germain, Declan Rice of Arsenal, Rafinha, Barcelona, Mohamed Salah of Liverpool, Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid, Virgil van Dijk, who's captain of Liverpool, Vitinha, who was the spine and that PSG midfield leading to the Champions League victory, Florian Wirtz, who now applies his trade at Liverpool from Bayer Leverkusen, and of course starlet in Lamine Yamal. Women's Ballon d'Or. You might notice that Arsenal. These nominees are dominated by Arsenal and Arsenal women and Paris Saint-Germain, men's Paris Saint-Germain, due to their success on the continent with the UEFA Champions League, both men and women. With the women's Ballon d'Or nominees, they're led by Sandy Baltimore of Chelsea, Barbara Banda of Orlando Pride, the Zambian Aitana Bonmati, Spanish Aitana Bonmati, who won it last year of Barcelona, Lucy Bronze of Chelsea, Clara Bull of Bayern Munich, Mariona Caldente of Arsenal, Sophia Cantor of Washington Spirit, Steph Catley of Arsenal, Temwa Chewinga of Kansas City Current, Olympic Lyon's Melchi Domeré, Emily Fox of Arsenal, Christina Guerrelli of Juventus, Esther Gonzalez of New York, New Jersey, Gotham FC, Caroline Graham Hansen of Barcelona, Hannah Hampton of Chelsea, Pedal Harder of Bayern Munich, Petri Gajara of Barcelona, Amanda Gutierrez of Palmeiras, Chloe Kelly of Manchester United, who's now formerly of Manchester City, is now applying her trade at Arsenal, Lindsay Hips of Olympic Lyon, Frida Leon Hodgson Menam of Arsenal, Mata of Orlando Pride, Cleo Mateo of Paris FC, Ewa Paggio of Barcelona, Claudio Pina of Barcelona, Alexia Putellas of Barcelona, Alessia Russo of Arsenal, Johanna Rating Kennard of Chelsea, Caroline Weah of Real Madrid, and of course, last but not least, Leah Williamson. Here's how last week's results from the MTN 8 panned out. Orlando Pirates kicked off. Well, they title defense with a win from by 2 goals to 0 with goals from debutant Australia Apollos, who scored against his former employers, something that left a better taste in the coach and former coach Puti Mohafe, who could tell he was heartbroken judging from the interview, partially disappointed because he worked with a player for some time. He's a product of Polokwane City. You must remember he plied his trade with Super Sport United. Goals from Bruce Brandy Hropler in a Skukune United's inspired a 2-0 comeback from 2 goals down against TS Galaxy. Brace from Bruce Hropler and the winner from Vosumos Nube, while Orlando Stellies FC had to go through extra time to put 3 past Amazulu to win by 3 goals to 0. While it was a good day at the office for Akron Rainers also, who helped inspired Richards Bay Mamelodi Sundowns rather by 4 goals to 0 against Richards Bay. Here's how the draw looks for the semi-final, which you can expect next week at 3 p.m. On the 16th and the 17th of August. Orlando Pirates will face off against Mamelodi Sundowns. Kweskama Minzela Iskoti, Stellenbosch will face off against Sekhukhune United on Sunday, the 17th of August. Betway Premiership match day 1 kicks off today with Chippa United facing defending champions and Mamelodi Sundowns at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Also to take on newcomers Orbit College, Richards Bay face off against Maruma Gallants. Orlando Pirates welcome Iskukune United at Iskamaminzela Iskoti at the Orlando Stadium. That is, newly formed Siwelele FC will close off with Siwelele FC taking on Golden Arrows, while we have a Limpopo derby which also kicks off at 1500 hours with Polokwane City taking on Magesi at the Peter Mikada Stadium. Now, in the matches are in this order: Sundowns and Chippa United and Sundowns, Amazulu versus Orbit, Richards Bay versus Marimo Gallants, Siwelele FC, Polokwane City versus Magesi, all kick off at 1500 hours simultaneously, while Orlando Pirates and Kukune United will kick off at 17:30 South African time. We close off with Siwelele FC against Golden Arrows at 2000 hours. Sunday we'll see TS Galaxy face PSL newcomers and Durban City. While Stellenbosch will welcome Kaizer Chiefs at the game that's since been moved to the Athlone Stadium following revamps to the Cape Town to the DHL Stadium, which will be hosting the Rugby Championship between the Springboks and Australia on the 23rd of August. Onto our games you can expect midweek. We continue with Marimo Gallants facing Orlando Pirates, with coach Oadu facing his former employers, and Marimo Gallants. Orbit College welcome Siwelele FC in a battle of the newcomers, while Mamelodi Sundowns face off against Amazulu. Wednesday sees Golden Arrows face Richards Bay. Kaizer Chiefs welcome Polokwane City. Magesi FC take on Stellenbosch, while Durban City face off against Chippa United. Skokone United take on TS Galaxy. Sunday sees Sunday tomorrow, which is tomorrow, sees Crystal Palace face off against Liverpool in the FA Community Shield, while Liverpool will begin their title defense on on match day one of the English Premier League on Friday against Bournemouth. Kickoff for that fixture is at 2100 hours. Remember to like and share the. Remember to like the episode on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Your support is much appreciated. The show will also be on Facebook and TikTok. This has been All Things Football Unpacked. We're back for the new season. Until then, my name is Apiwe Roto, coming to you live, or not live rather, from my mother's dining table at home. Hence the background. Let's give it a name and call it a night. Take care, a day rather. Take care of yourselves and each other. Cheers. Enjoy the football.